Sam here from Web Contempo, and today we're going to show you how to do a really simple task to help your site run a little bit better and more efficiently. Now, any WordPress site is going to be database driven, so that means that you've got files here on the front end. There's always going to be corresponding entries in a database attached to this. So what happens is, especially for older sites, is that over time a bunch of stuff ends up getting stored in your database that you don't necessarily need. And this could be like revisions to posts, spam comments, custom fields you don't use anymore, or data from old plugins you don't use anymore, and so forth. Anyway, all that stuff increases the size of your database, and as a result it can affect the performance of your site on the front end. So a good thing to do is to occasionally perform some routine maintenance just to optimize your database and keep everything running smoothly. So luckily there's a super easy way to do it, and that's what we're going to show you right now. So if you hop over into your WordPress admin and then you go to add plugins, there's a free plugin called WP Optimize. So go ahead and search for that. And there it pops right up there. You can see this plugin has 600,000 plus active installs with 5 stars. You know this is the real deal. So let's install it and activate it. Okay. Now once you activate the plugin, you'll see on the left menu here a WP Optimize option is going to pop up. And this is what you're going to want to go ahead and take a look at. Now you see right away they start out with these 5 tables checked here. Optimized database tables. You can see here that on my site 38 tables will be optimized and 4 will not be optimized if we run this optimization. Clean all post revisions, 303 post revisions in your database. So that means like basically 303 additional posts in the database that we aren't even using for anything. Now this one, if you use your post revisions a lot, you may actually want to not do this, but in my case 303 is a lot, so I think we're going to go ahead and optimize that and just get everything up to speed. Clean all auto drafts and trash posts. You can see here I do have 1 auto draft in my database and no trash post found. I actually do go through and just empty my trash every once in a while manually, so that's why I don't have any trash posts right now, but I work with sites all the time and they always have stuff in the trash, so this is definitely a good one to do, and a lot of times you will have stuff in your trash that you can empty. Here's another one. Remove spam and trash comments. I have 53 spam comments found and 2 trash comments found. Now if I want, I can go ahead and review these. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and remove them. Actually 53 is way less than I was expecting there was going to be, so I have no problem just going ahead and getting rid of those. Remove unapproved comments. Now this one you might want to be a little more careful with, because you might have real comments that a real person actually left, not a bot, and you might want to review those before just deleting them, because you may actually want to approve them. Everybody wants to have real comments on their site, so there's no point in deleting a real comment. Anyway, so these are all the 5 that are checked by default, and I pretty much always recommend optimizing all these. The only questionable ones would be clean all post revisions and unapproved comments. You might want to double check and make sure that there isn't any revisions you need to keep or any unapproved comments that you haven't looked at. You should always review those first. So we'll just go ahead and click here and run all selected optimizations. And you see 303 posts deleted, 1 auto draft deleted, 53 spam comments deleted, 2 comments removed from the trash, and here we're optimizing all the tables in the site. So while it's doing that, we can go down and look at some of these other things. Remove expired transient options. 9 expired transient in your database. This one is probably not that big of a deal, but we probably will remove that. Remove pingbacks. This is like when other sites link to you and so forth, or ping you. They just keep track of these in the database. Same thing with trackbacks. We don't need those. Now, in my case, I'd clean post metadata. I don't have any orphan post meta in my database, but a lot of times you will have this. This is like if you have a plugin that adds options to your posts, or if you maybe had a custom theme or any kind of theme that added options to your posts and then you switched and those options weren't there anymore, you might have like old options left over in your theme. that you're just not using. So this is a good way to get those cleaned out. Luckily, I don't have any of those this time, but if I did, this is what I would use to clean that out. Clean comment metadata. You can see there's no orphan comment metadata in the database, but it's kind of the same thing as the post metadata. And then cleared orphan relationship data. That has more to do with, like, I believe, like categories and tags. And again, we don't have any of that, so not a big deal. But these are all optional. Now, when I'm going to remove something like this, rather than check all of these along with these, I do these one at a time, because as you can see, they issue a warning here. Items marked in red may be more intensive for database operations, and it could cause the server to crash and so forth. So we just run these all one at a time just to be on the safe side. Yep, so you can see there 18 transient options deleted. We'll get 61 pingbacks deleted and 54 trackbacks deleted. Now, it doesn't really get much easier than that. We just totally optimized our database, and you can see that it only took a couple of minutes, and actually would have even been faster if I wasn't, kind of explaining each one of these things in more detail. So really, you don't even need to keep this plugin. You can always go back to plugins, and go ahead and just deactivate it and delete it when you're done here. Because as you can see, I have a bunch of other plugins and I really don't need to keep any more in here. And then, maybe every 4 or 6 months, you just go ahead and add the plugin back in and run it. Now, if you have a smaller site where, like maybe a small business where you only have a few pages, you're probably not going to need it as much. If you have a larger site with lots of pages, or like a blog where you have a ton of blog posts, you may want to run it a little bit more often. Just help improve your overall speed and keep your database running smoothly, keep the size of your database down. Never hurts to do anything like that. Also, a good thing to do before, say, maybe you transfer the site to a different hosting account is get that database nice and running smooth. So overall, definitely something I recommend doing every once in a while. And as you can see, it's super easy to do. So I hope that was helpful. Make sure to click the subscribe button and come back often, because we're going to be dropping tutorials like this all the time, as well as other cool stuff. So stay tuned. Thanks.